Okay. Hi guys, Blake here with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Tuesday, the 8th of December, and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. Today I've boated up here. I am right next to the boat ramp up here by the dam. It's a little warmer today, and it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow. Got up into the low to mid 60s today. Starting to cool off now that the sun's going down. Beautiful day. No wind. We got exactly 6600 CFS running, so exactly 2 units. It's been a few days since I drug the stick baits, and we still have a large variety of colors I've never thrown before up there, so I brought out some new colors today. This is one that they're calling the Blue Carp. This is one that Bill Babler says one of the color schemes that's been working for him dragging these. This is the 762 model. I've got that on 4-pound test, size 12 barrel swivel to hold my leader and my jerkbait, and then a size 12 snap swivel with an 1/8 ounce weight. And that's all on, well, actually on this rod I've got the Presidential 30 with 6-pound tests, and this is the Lilleys 6'6" medium light fast action rod. And we're going to start here and drift down and see if they're hitting the jerkbait today. It's exactly 4 o'clock in the evening. There we go. I know that Bill's been telling me he's been dragging these jerkbaits in the early morning with a lot of success. And over the past week I've had good success in the afternoon with them. But I am going to get out tomorrow with a couple buddies, and we're going to get up early in the morning and come up here and try a few different things. And this will be one of the methods. Fishing reports for today. I actually do not have any fishing reports for today. Been up top working on projects all day, and when I came down to the dock was the first time I came down just to come do the one cast. So we did send a couple boats out today. I haven't heard how they're doing. I will say though that about the area where I started just now at the boat ramp, down through Trophy Run, and kind of the first couple 100 yards past Lookout Point, has been the best area that I've drug the jerkbaits through, so that's why I started where I did. And dragging the stick baits and scuds underneath an indicator so far this week for me have been the two most productive methods. So if you're out here fishing or you're getting ready to be, those are the things that have been working the absolute best for me. And dragging the stick bait wise, I'd say this section anywhere from about the boat ramp down to all the way down to the narrows really is the best spot for dragging the jerk baits. I have gotten reports for some people that drug them down below the trophy area, and they said they've caught some fish on them, but that the bite hasn't been real hot down there. So still a method you can catch some fish to put on the dinner table with outside of the trophy area. I talked to Phil earlier. He said that Table Rock is officially at Power Pool. It is at 9:15, so we could potentially see some slower water. I'm not sure. They might leave just the 2 units running. I don't know what their power demands are, but I do know that Table Rock is officially at Power Pool. I was hoping that if I waited till later in the day when the sun kind of went down that the bite would be potentially a little bit better. Hey, there's a fish. And if I can keep him on, that means I caught a fish on the first cast, which I have not done in a long time. Ooh, that's a pretty fish. Like I've been talking about recently, the fish are getting ready to spawn, and this is one that has started to turn over into his spawning colors. And these Lake Taneycomo trout are some of the prettiest trout I've ever seen in their spawning colors. And he is flopping around real good. So I'd say they got plenty of oxygen. This one's kind of got that almost real lights, or like heavily spaced spots there. Kind of looks like a brook trout. All right, fish on the first cast. I'm excited. And that was on the 762, and that's the color they call the blue carp. We have this blue carp color in a few different models. I believe we have it in the 762, the 606, and the 219. And I believe the 219 is the one that Bill has been using. Phil and I are going to the White River on Friday to fish the Jig Fest. Looking forward to that. I've never got to fish the White River before, so that should be fun. Whenever I pull the leader out, the leader line for these jerkbait rigs, I usually take the spool, I hold it in my hand, I pull the other end of the line, I pull my arm straight out, and I pull the line into the corner of my shoulder, and that's where I cut it off. That's usually how I get about that just a little over 2 foot section of line, and when I use that way to measure it, I keep it pretty consistent most of the time. Just roughly one full arm length from fingertip to the inside of the shoulder. Very peaceful day on the lake. Only passed 2 other boats, and the midges are thicker on the lake today than I've seen them in a long time. I took about 4 of them to the eyeball on my way up here. That's how I know when the midges are thick, whenever they continuously get in my eyeballs. This section here, I'm drifting past Lookout Point Islands, just right there on my other side. But something about the way the water swirls around here, it can hold some big fish. I've caught some really nice fish right here, dragging these jerk baits right through this transition area. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just pull this in and make sure. It kind of feels like it's not exactly wiggling right, and that's because I got moss. All right, get the moss off of there in anticipation of a big fish through here. Something else you want to do more often when you're dragging these jerk baits is pull your line in, cut the knot, and retie. As that jerk bait wiggles back and forth, it can put a lot of tension and pressure on that knot, and it can kind of slide back and forth on that split ring. And at some point, if you don't check it often enough, it will eventually fray and cut your line. So just something you want to pay attention to because you don't want to lose that big fish. Supposed to, I think by Thursday we're supposed to be looking at temperatures in the 70s again, and then my phone said, at least for now, that there's a 60% chance of rain Friday, and then it's supposed to cool off back into the highs of 40s and low 50s again. So if you have the opportunity, get out here and enjoy the lake for the next couple of days while we have those mid 60s and 70s. Well, just in lieu of trying my other color I picked off the shelf, I'm gonna try that one out for a second. This model on the next one is the 219, which is one that you don't hear me talk about using as much, but it is one that works pretty well and that we've used in the past. This is the 219. It's a little shorter jerkbait, kind of a U-shaped back, short bill, has a nice tight wobble, and this one is one they're calling the Pink Panther. So we'll give it a try for a second. I think we've got a fair collection of eagles on the lake right now. Heard them talking on the bluff across from the resort earlier today, and I've been seeing quite a few over by Eagle Island lately. And we've got one of our first tournaments of the year coming up here in January. That'll be here before we know it. Well, so far the bite seems a little slow again. I'm gonna bring it in and check for moss here. No moss, but I have one more bait I want to try before I turn the video off. And so this is the Signature Series Ghost Shad. This is probably one of my favorite colors to drag out here. I don't know what it is about it, but it works really good. And that's on the bigger, the 606 model. But this bait and the French Pearl, I have a lot of luck on. The Ghost Shad color is more of a kind of a sunny day, clear skies color. It has a interference blue that reflects really good in the sunlight. And I know I've talked about it before, but sometimes it's just about figuring out which model has the wiggle that they want and which color is the best for your light conditions. There was a bite right there. Oh, I got one that's chasing it. I can feel him. He'll come up and bump it from the side and knock it off its course, and he misses it. I think I'll go for about one more minute. Just about down to being across from the golf course now here. Oh man. This is just one of those days where you could just float down the lake and not catch a thing and just really enjoy it. It is perfect temperature with no wind. And I've had quite a few bites on this little drift here, and they just can't seem to grab the hook. All right, well, looks like it's gonna be a one fish and done kind of day. So we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll do it for you again tomorrow. I was hoping I'd get that buzzer beater right there at the last second. All right, thanks guys.